And we now welcome in the six-time NBA champion, six-time league MVP, activist, and of course, the living legend himself, and the author of a new essay titled Black Cop's Kid, the one and only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Welcome back to Stephen A's Word. How are you, sir? How's everything?
I'm doing very well, Stephen. How you doing?
Always good to talk to you, my man. You've been extremely vocal about the importance of vaccines, especially for the black community. What was your reaction, first of all, when you first heard guys like Kyrie Irving and Andrew Wiggins questioning vaccination?
Well, I think that any player that chooses not to comply with local vaccination mandates should not be paid for the games that they miss. I mean, that's just it. They are endangering their teammates, their own selves, and their families. These people who fail to do that are not being good teammates.
What are your thoughts when these players say, I have to do my research? All of a sudden, everybody's a researcher now. I mean, they want to talk to their teammates. They want to do their own research. Evidently, epidemiologists, medical professionals, scientists, that doesn't qualify as research in their mind. So I'm wondering what does. Can you explain that to me?
Stephen, the NBA has an educational unit to talk to any player who has any questions. They are qualified people who know what they're talking about. They can explain all of this. But I will tell you right now, the vaccines are safe and they are effective and they are necessary to fight the COVID-19 situation. And anyone who can't get down with that is not being a good citizen or a good teammate. And we have to avoid people like that.
When did you draw this conclusion? Have you always felt this way, or is this something that developed over the last few months or so?
Stephen, I went to school in America. I had to get vaccinated for measles, mumps, rubella, polio, a couple others, in order just to attend school in America. This is a joke. I don't understand this. American life involves vaccination. It's what keeps our kids safe in schools and allow them to go and learn together, which is the best way for them to learn.
What are your thoughts about players like Kyrie Irving who say, please respect my privacy? This is a private matter. That's the way it should be treated. LeBron James comes out and says he's only talking about himself. He doesn't feel good about telling anybody else about what to do with their bodies. It's a private matter. We've heard this over and over again from professional athletes. The word privacy has been illuminated. Your thoughts about that, sir?
Well, privacy is fine, but your rights to privacy do not include the right to infect people with the COVID-19 virus through negligence. That's not privacy. That's, well, I'm not going to use all the words I want to use, but it's not helping anything. Any player who elects not to comply with local vaccination mandates should not be allowed to hang. That's it. It's not, there's no going back and forth. That should be the way this is handled.
Most people that look at it, or at least some people, I shouldn't say most, some people that look at this, they say, even though the NBA, the NFL should take such a position, the reality is that they never will to that degree, because then you're talking about the potential of alienating superstars and ultimately compromising the bottom line of your game. As a former superstar in this league, a former superstar in this world, and one of the greatest players ever, how do you feel about that notion that people say this could affect stars wanting to play and will ultimately compromise the game?
It's not going to compromise the game. It's going to keep America a lot healthier. Mm-hmm. That's what our objective is, to maintain our own health and the health of our families. Our jobs as NBA players are something precious. Yeah, that's right. But we got to think about everyone else out there, especially our own families. Look, I'm thinking that LeBron is very clear that he's vaccinated, his family's vaccinated, but he's getting ready to start the season. He doesn't want to be bothered with this. Mm-hmm. This should be a no-brainer.
You know, it's interesting, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, because obviously you're very forceful. I've been very forceful on the issue. Numerous other people have as well. But some people have elected not to be that way. You being the activist at heart that you have always been throughout your illustrious career and your life, how do you feel about the fact that there are people, even those who are vaccinated, who are professional athletes, that refuse to speak up and speak out to the degree that you, myself, and others have spoken out on getting vaccinated?
Well, everybody has the right to, share what they want to share. No question about that. That's part of the First Amendment. So, I'm not against that. But we're fighting a serious epidemic that does not care about any of these other political or social issues. We got to fight it.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, let me transition to your essay, because your very personal essay, Black Cop's Kid, is now available on Amazon and wherever books are sold. How did growing up the son of a black cop most influence your path to activism? Can you tell me that, sir?
Well, the whole idea of Black Americans being on police forces is troublesome for some people, especially where people don't want to enforce the law as it applies to blacks in the same way that it applies to whites. So, that's what the controversy is about. And, when your dad is on the blue side, you get a more balanced picture of the way things are in America.
You had a more balanced picture, like you just said, because your dad was, essentially on the other side. But you know what's been transpiring over the last couple of years. Obviously, COVID-19, that's one element. But social justice issues have really been percolating over the last couple of years, instigated in large part because of a police officer and what a police officer actually did to an individual by the name of George Floyd in Minneapolis. As you reflect on what has transpired in our society over the last couple of years, in this country specifically, being in the position that you're in, having an idea about what's coming out from both sides, how have you felt about what's transpired in this nation over the last couple of years?
Well, I think it's been very painful, but we have to have a conversation about these incidents and why they happen and how to see to it that they don't happen at the same rate that they have been for so long. So, everybody has to get on the same page in trying to solve this issue. We can't just ignore what happens or ignore the Constitution or ignore. There's a whole lot of things that have to be involved in our discussion.
Before I let you get on out of here, I'd be remiss in neglecting to ask you a basketball question, because I am talking to one of the greatest ever, okay? Who, by the way, wore a Lakers uniform and won championships wearing the purple and gold. This year, even though we're in the East Side, everybody looks at the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie, KD, and James Harden, assuming Kyrie shows up, gets vaccinated, and is playing. On the West, out West, we've got LeBron James, age 36. We got Carmelo Anthony, age 37. We got Russell Westbrook, age 33. We got Anthony Davis coming off an injury. People are looking at that squad, looking at how old they are in terms of Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, and others, and they're saying the Lakers might be a great team, but they're wondering how much they're going to have left in them come playoff time. How are you feeling about this year's version of the Los Angeles Lakers?
Well, I think they have a great shot to go a long way because they have guys that have had all the experience. But, that's the reason that we play the games, Stephen A. We got to play the games and figure out who actually is the best. And the only way we can do that is to get out on the court and go for it.
The thing listen, I love you, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but here's the thing that drives me crazy about you. I can't imagine anybody that knows basketball more, but every time I talk to you, it's like you don't want to just sit up there and say, this team is the team to beat. It's like you refrain from doing that, sir.
Well, there's a reason for that, Stephen, and that has to do with that old bugaboo injuries. Look at how it affected the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to get hurt and when. And, the Bucks almost lost Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
He missed the game.
Yeah.
It could have swung the other way. So we got to understand that that's a factor, and if you leave room for that, then you won't lose all your money when you bet.
Got you. Well, let me make it simple for Mr. Brilliant, because that's who you are. You're a brilliant mind. Real simple. Health aside, everybody's healthy. Who's your favorite to win it all?
Whoa.
What's
Everybody's
up?
healthy?
Everybody's healthy.
I haven't seen the Lakers play 100% healthy. I haven't seen this team play.
All right.
So
Everybody's healthy, Kareem. That's what I want.
Can't ignore the Bucks.
Okay.
They took the stranglehold on it, and really just you can't ignore the Bucks. But the West is going to be a dance, and we got to see who wins in the West, and that will involve injuries. I'm telling you that right now. Somebody's going to be out for 1 or 2 games, and it's going to be costly.
Okay.
So we just got to wait and see.
All right. That's good enough for me. That's an improvement, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I got that out of you. I mean, damn it, you're a brilliant basketball mind. You're a champion, and I had to get a take from you. You gave me that, so I'm good with it, my man. Thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
I love talking with you, and continued success.
Thank you, my brother. You take it easy. We'll talk soon.
Will do.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.